Hello and welcome to Houston Legends. I'm Dr. Laura Murillo here on Cube 57. Thanks for joining us. As you know, we recognize Houston Legends here on our program, and today we have a Pasadena legend, none other than Mayor Jeff Wagner, who's joining us today. He's been a great friend of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Let's learn more about him. Thanks for being with us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming out to Houston to join us for this program and all the things that you've done to support the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Yes,
well, let's start out a little bit for folks who may not know you. You were a police officer for many, many years as a teenager, right? 18, 19 years old?
19 years old. I joined the Houston Police Department at 19.
Yeah.
When I graduated the academy, what's funny is before I went to work, I said, Mommy, would you go buy me some bullets? Because you had to be 21 to have bullets. So I can buy my own bullets to get to work. But that time, I spent 33 and a half years with the Houston Police Department, and I loved each and every day. I did. I loved it.
How did your mom feel about her son becoming a police officer?
They were so proud. Both my brothers were police officers, and we had an uncle that was a Houston police officer, and I always wanted to be him. So they knew exactly that's what I wanted to do. So
they saw that coming.
Yeah, they were very honored.
Well, speaking of which, tell us a little bit about your parents. What did they do growing up and as you were a child?
Well, my dad worked in the plants right there in Galena Park, which is right by Pasadena, and that's what he did. So.
Yeah. And your mom?
She stayed home.
She stayed home.
Yeah, I had 4 brothers and a sister, and that was a full-time job.
Oh, it sounds like it. That sounds like it. Well, and so then at some point you leave the police and go on, and you're part of city council, and you do so many things in Pasadena.
Right.
At what point did you decide, I'm running for mayor?
Well, being on council for 2 years, and the mayor, when it was time to run for mayor, it was an open seat. And my whole life I've served, and I just wanted to serve. And being a council member, you can serve. But I knew being mayor, I could serve even a little more. And so I said, I'm going to run for mayor because I think I can do it.
Yes. And so you just jumped in there and haven't looked back since.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
We haven't looked back since. And I'm so proud of my administration. We have done so much in the last year and a half. I'm very proud of them.
Well, talk to us a little bit about that. What are some of the things that you guys have accomplished?
Well, thank you. Right now, we're doing $51 million of new streets and drainage throughout our city, and we're very proud of that. We're building a brand new police and fire academy, a brand new fire station, a brand new court building, and there's many more projects going on. But the biggest one that we're very proud of is after Harvey, we applied for a $105 million grant from FEMA. And we've already received the money. And what that means is 25 miles of new streets and drainage throughout Pasadena. And we are very happy about that. It's very, very historic.
Well, it absolutely is, especially given since the city of Houston is still trying to recoup so much money.
Exactly.
We're happy that Pasadena has been able to do so. What do you attribute that to?
Well, we have an engineer that came up with this great plan. If we remember, when we all voted for the bonds of county for the floods, everybody voted yes for it because it was a good deal. But their main plan was take all the water from West Houston and get to the ship channel as fast as they could, which is a great plan, except for one thing. The lowest part of that is Pasadena, especially the north part of Pasadena. So our engineer sat down and looked at that and says, you know what, we need to lower our street with new drainage to make it channels to get the water, not in the houses, in the streets, down to where it needs to go. So that's the program he came up with. Him and my public works director and some other people came in, they laid out their map and stuff. And they wanted to apply for $58 million. Well, me not being an engineer, I realized that's not enough money. So I asked the head guy, I said, how much money do we really need? He said, we need at least $100 million. I said, why don't we apply for it? He said, it's the government. I don't think we'll get even 58, so we're asking for, I said, no. Let's ask for $105 million. I said, and we're going to get it. I just felt confident. I don't know why, but anyways. So we applied for it. As we applied for it, I realized the way the government thinks and we think is 2 different ways of thinking. So I knew a man that worked in the government. I said, let me pull him in. So we pulled him in. He goes, I can help you, but I need this other guy. So brought this other guy in. I used him along with our engineers, and they figured out a system that was a true system of how we can help people, and that's how we got it. And it's really amazing.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
For the folks in Pasadena, they will all be better off as a result
without a
of
doubt.
this.
I'm so excited.
And it's not a Band-Aid, it's a real solution.
It's a real solution.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic and much needed.
Yes.
Tell us your relationship with the county, with Houston. I imagine there's a lot of communication, especially when something occurs such as a natural disaster.
Absolutely. Myself and Mayor Turner, we get along very well. We talk a lot. During after Harvey, we talked a lot. We put a bunch of strategies together. He called me in the middle of the night. He needed help at Dobie High School. And I was able to send some assistance there. So I worked very well with the city of Houston. And of course, the county, they always work good. They work good with everybody. So.
Well, and we've noticed that there seems to be a lot of collaboration.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, we're all better for it.
It's all about teamwork.
That's
and
right.
once you get a team in play and everybody plays, you win.
We're better. Well, we'll be right back. And we're back with Houston Legends. Today it is Pasadena legend, none other than Mayor Jeff Wagner. He's here joining us today, talking to us a little bit about some of the successes they've had out in Pasadena, and I'm sure a full agenda, so much yet to do. I know recently we've all been devastated by what's occurred in Pasadena. What are some of the safe measures that Pasadena has in place?
Well, of course we know that did not happen in Pasadena, thank goodness, but in Deer Park. As soon as it happened, our emergency management manager immediately contracted probably 100 different spots through our city to look for our air. We did that before anyone else did it because we're very proactive because, it's right next to Pasadena. And we have monitored it minute by minute by minute. And by the grace of God and the winds, our city has not been affected by any of the chemicals leaving there. So we've been very blessed.
Yes, and very proactive. And I'm sure your residents appreciate all of that. Pasadena has changed from 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It's a very different city.
Absolutely.
It's a very diverse city. How have you managed that diversity?
Well, as soon as I took office, I knew that my job was not just change the image, but make our city one. So we immediately did a whole different deal. We have a neighborhood network department, and we hired 4 people, and we sent them out in the community to let everybody know everyone matters and everyone does matter. And I've noticed a whole different change in attitudes throughout all Pasadena, that we're trying to make it one Pasadena, and it's working. It's working very well.
And do you see people that actually are that believe that the change is possible?
Absolutely.
And
we see it constantly. And a good reminder is during council meetings, no true complaints come in front of us. And we're very happy about that because my administration and all our city employees are working hard, and we work for the citizens, all citizens, and we take that very serious.
Well, and you're out in the community. We see you've had a lot of town hall meetings, and they have direct access to you.
Absolutely.
And they seem to feel that way. What do you hear from your residents?
Well, they love that they can talk to the mayor at any given time, and I try my best. Like tonight, I got 2 HOAs to go to, and I'll be at both of them.
Yes.
I do that weekly, and believe me, staying connected really matters.
Sure.
And I believe in that.
Well, good. And we also know from a business standpoint, you've got big plans to make sure that more businesses come
Absolutely.
to Pasadena. All of the engagement that you have around, even looking around City Hall itself, some of those
Absolutely.
buildings there, and trying to find ways to make those more attractive, or finding ways for people to stay and keep money in Pasadena.
Absolutely. We're working so hard on that.
So tell us about that. What are some of those plans?
Well, we have a bank building that's been an eyesore for many, many years. And of course, I hate that it has to come down, but it has to come down. And by June, it will be down. Because when you look at that was the image of Pasadena. It's there, it's old, bricks are falling off, high grass. That's not the image that we need. And that's what everybody sees. When you fly over, going to Hobby, and you look down, that's what you see at Pasadena.
Right.
That's not right. So we're going to change that.
Good. And what do you hope to bring to the area that perhaps you don't already have in Pasadena?
Well, more business, of course, small businesses. The malls trying to do something different, make like a city center, and with that, we'll be able to, throughout that community, just build off of that, and that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. And so for your family, in terms of your hard work that you've been doing for so long now, what would you like to see as your legacy?
When I leave office, just one thing, the city is more together than it ever has been. That's all I really care about. And everything else is falling in place. Our economic development, this year, we brought in $1.5 billion of new industry in our industrial district. That's all good. But to me, making our city, where everybody has a voice and it's being heard, that's what matters to me the most.
That's a very ambitious and tall order.
Yes.
Yes, so we wish you well in that.
Thank you.
We're here to be part of your legacy and helping Pasadena become what we know it can be.
And thank you for all you've done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, and congratulations on behalf of our board of directors for being named as Pasadena Legend.
Thank you so much.
Very much. Thank you so much for being with us. And on behalf of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we thank you for joining us. We ask that you visit our website and join us soon at our upcoming chamber functions. I'm Dr. Laura Murillo. Thanks for being with us.